Hey guys, Joe again, fucking Joe, and yeah, more coffee. I'll make sure to get a good shot for the thumbnail of this book. Alright, welcome back to Joe's Book Club, where I review books that you probably never read before, but somehow still a club, right? I don't know, I just started calling it that, fuck it, it's stuck. So anyways, so today's book, Investing 101. This one is written by Kathy Kristoff. She's pretty much a financial expert in the field of writing for newspaper, articles, columns, or whatever. According to from I read in the book, she appears in a lot of, she does lectures and conferences and has been on TV and radio and all that shit. Most of my fucking videos that I do when it comes to like books, it's a combination of pretty much like self improvement and also like financial life, right? I'm pretty sure I mentioned it before. I didn't grow up with a lot of money, so my financial perspective has been very limited to not having much money, right? I wanted to change my perspective and my education and my pretty much outlook on my financial life. So I figured the best way to change, just like with anything, is pretty much self-education. So that's pretty much kind of like the main reason why I started to read a lot of these books on pretty much finances, right? The thing I like about these books, right, that I've been reading, it's like they all pretty much has like an underlying message. It's pretty much the same, and it's pretty much don't get so caught up on trying to make so much money that you forget to live your life, right? Because that itself can become a problem, right? People want to they cut out their fucking expensive, they cut out going to trips, they cut out going out to eat, they cut out doing the things that they enjoy to do because they want to save $1 million, right? But by the time they actually reach $1 million, then they're like, oh, I made it. And then they go back to their spending habits of doing all the shit that they, missed out on. And next thing you know, they're fucking back to the zero money. Pretty much like a lot of these books, pretty much, they kind of like remind you, like try to figure out why you want to improve your financial situation. Why exactly is it important for you to make all this money, right? Yes, it's important to like learn about financials and to improve yourself financially and all this stuff. But also don't get so caught up and try to make so much fucking money that you forget to live or you become a prick in the process, right? The thing I like about this book is pretty much in the beginning, like I said, it's a female that wrote this book. So the first thing she does is pretty much like tells the male reader, don't get so caught up on making the money that you become miserable. You guys, you don't like, you're not hanging out with your family, you're not hanging out with your friends, and you become like this cocky douchebag thinking that by making money it's gonna make you a better person and so on and so forth, that kind of shit. Then she turns around and turns to females and she's sort of like, learn to be financially independent, right? Learn not to be dependent on males and so on and so forth, and like pretty much don't be looking for sugar daddies and shit like that. Now I'm pretty much exaggerating what she's trying to say, but pretty much the message with that, learning to be self-employed. And I thought it was kind of cool that her as a female pretty much said that to the female reader. Don't be depending on males because something was to happen and all of a sudden, say like if the man is like the main breadwinner of the house and he was to like leave you or dies or something, then the female's fucked, right? So learning to be financially independent, whether you're male or female, is definitely an important thing. And especially nowadays, I think it makes sense, right? Both of you guys should work and work as a team, right? So in that sense, I thought it was kind of cool in the beginning of the book, right? Unfortunately, after that, pretty much after the introduction, like that's the only thing that I felt that was kind of like unique about this book. But then the rest of the book, it just goes into like what is available, like the options to invest your money in, right? Like it goes into detail of like everything that's out there, just about everything that's out there, where you can put your money in, right? And it actually explains pretty much what they are, whether it's government bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, how interest works, dividends, CDRs, pretty much everything that's out there that's available for you to put money in is pretty much all laid out in this book. And that's probably the thing that actually not necessarily boring, but it's just like if you were to look up Google articles or you just go to Google and be like, okay, where to put your money at, then you get a list of where you can put your money at. And it's pretty much what this book is about. And I feel like in that sense, it kind of like it fell flat. Most of the books that I've been reading that's been like financial experts, like they all kind of add their own, kind of like their flair or their own jokes or their own perspective of things, right? This one was just pretty much like, this is what it is, this is how it works, and this is what you can do. There wasn't really much more to that, right? So this book, I felt like it was written more as a dictionary. Like the introduction, like I said, was fun to read, but then like it just goes into a mutual fund, what it is, this is how it works, so on and so forth. A CDR, this is what it is, this is how it works, this is how it goes on in that manner, right? It's almost like as if like if you want to look at something specific, then you can go in this book and pretty much like look it up almost as a dictionary, right? And it'll just give you kind of like an idea of what it is, right? So here's a chapter that I stopped goal buying a house. So if you have a goal of buying a house, it pretty much starts talking to you about like, oh, you're gonna need a 20% to like as a down payment, and then like it'll show you pretty much like how much money you need to save with a return like interest rate, or how much it's gonna take you to like save that amount of money and so forth and so on. So I mean, there is like helpful information for you to learn, but the thing is that I just feel like a lot of this information is just available online. Yeah, this thing that was published in 2000, I believe. So yeah, I mean, it's a 20-year-old book, so obviously times have changed, right? Not a bad book if you're not aware of what's available out there. If you want to learn how to start investing or where to put your money on and so forth, books like these are helpful. But again, like the way how this book specifically was written, it's almost like reading a dictionary, of what's out there and whatnot. And just, it kind of fell flat and all that. So it wasn't too fun to read, but like I said, it was helpful to know what's out there. One thing I got out of this book of everything that I've read, and like she talks a lot about how money can work for you, which is kind of like the point of learning how to invest and like make money work for you and all that. There was a part of the book where like say someone that has money is wealthy. Now they were to put a chunk of money aside into something like a CDR, right? Like something that has a high interest rate, right? So they put money down for like a year straight. So pretty much when like the time comes for like taxes, that money has accumulated enough like money, like interest wise. So when like tax season comes around, pretty much you just get that interest that the CDR has made for you. Then you pay off your taxes with that, and then pretty much, again, you put the money in that CDR again, and you just let it again accrue interest, right? Ideas like that is pretty much what helps people maintain their wealth or have money work for you. And shit like that is pretty much what I'm aiming to learn about when I'm reading books like this, right? And that's pretty much something that I guess out of everything I read in this fucking book, it's probably the thing that sticks out the most, that in the introduction. So yeah, obviously to do shit like that, you need money. But again, like that stuff that having goals to aim for is something I guess I want to learn for myself to achieve, right? Putting money aside to do shit like that. That would, depending on my lifestyle, like how much money I make, if I have an idea how much money I'm going to end up paying in taxes, then I can put a certain amount of money in a CDR, depending on the year, how much interest rate I can get. Let the shit fucking sit there for like a year. Then by tax season comes, but with that interest, the bank that has gave me money, here you go, pay my taxes off, and there you go, right? So the money that I make throughout the year, I just keep for myself, right? So shit like that pretty much is how wealth is created and kept from people that have money. Again, not a bad book. It's just like, because she's a newspaper column writer, the whole book was pretty much written in that straight factual way, so there wasn't much personality into it, I felt, but still wasn't a bad read. That's all I got for you. Take care and peace.